Good evening, keepers of the cash. Gary B, the casual comic guy here, and joining me just like every Thursday, my good buddy Digger Jim. Jim, what is up tonight, sir?
Man, every time I hear that, I feel like we should be going to the club now. Dun, 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 dun. Man,
Right,
it's
man.
great. I'm just excited
Throw
to
our
be
backs
here.
out.
Yeah, I know, right? I threw it back out. See what Mark has to show us. I'm very excited. Let's do it.
And of course, the guest of the hour, none other than Mr. Mark Andrews himself, making his umpteenth appearance on the show because he's got
Gary, hey Jim,
collection
how's
of
things
Pete
going?
collections.
How's things going?
Good, nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
And Chuck Hensey is in here, and he says it's the Mark Andrews Show, not unlike the Truman Show, except fewer cameras. Chuck, that is by contract because Mark, in his contract, says that his face must be in full focus at all times, so the public can bow down to him and pay homage.
Right. That's right.
That's just his contract.
I read it. It's for real.
Yeah.
It's for real.
Yeah.
If not, you get a strongly worded Canadian letter in the mail.
Strongly worded.
Strongly worded.
Delivered by a very pissed off moose.
Right.
Yeah. Y'all don't have no mail service right now, right?
No, so
we'll send it by pissed off moose.
Now, Mark, I am super excited for the show because I'm always excited to have you on. And, all joking aside, because you do have a nice collection. You do show us things that most of us haven't seen in either a long time or ever before.
Yeah.
Like the game boards, like the Mark's toys and collectibles like that. But tonight we're focused on a collectible that's near and dear to a lot of people's hearts. And I didn't really know there was a market for before you and I started talking about it.
Yeah.
We're talking about Viewmasters, and you're going to present to us a 1011 of Viewmasters. So I know I'm excited to see it. I know Jim is. We're both retro kind of guys. I know there's an audience out there for it. But without further ado, we're going to turn the show over to you. If you want to give us a quick little thing about Viewmaster and then start off, that's great.
Sure. Away we go. So just thanks for having me on again. And that I find I got a little bit of an eclectic collection. So Viewmasters, like I had Viewmasters as a kid, and I'm going to show a couple that I had as a kid and some others. But the history of Viewmasters actually goes back to the old stereoscopes. And I don't know if you guys have ever even, realized or know them. So the old stereoscope, it was invented in 1838, and it's this.
Oh, yeah, I do know those. I forgot what it was called, though. As soon as you showed it, I've seen them.
So what's kind of cool about these, if you can, it does that, right?
Yeah.
Right. That is cool.
So that's with the stereoscope. I had a double-sided picture, and that's how people for years and years and years and years, that's how they got their entertainment, because going to movies and stuff was real expensive. That's how they learned stuff. It was history and all that kind of stuff. So then this guy came up with a really cool idea in 1940s to come up with a thing called a Viewmaster, which is based upon stereoscope, two pictures looking through a thing. And there was all kinds of them being sold, and it was supposed to be educational.
Right.
And that soon people figured out, wait, this is a lot more educational. This is kind of fun. So a lot of people, we would get, you would do this. So you bought things like this.
Oh, that's cool. That's a really slimmed down model.
This is actually a really old model.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that
right
like that.
So you got these. Now Viewmasters they estimate, so Viewmaster got put into the National Toy Museum in 1999. They estimate that over 1.5 billion reels have been made.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
There is hundreds and hundreds upon thousands of different kinds of Viewmaster reels. And there's some really good resources. So if you Google, because everybody uses Google, or any search engine that you wish to choose, because we don't want to show favoritism. I Google ViewMasters. There's some really cool resources. One that I use a lot is viewmasterinfo.com, all one word. It's amazing. And it gives you all sorts of, like, if you're looking for different things, 21 different themes of ViewMasters, from animals.
Wow.
Like, there's, you name it, there have them. So you can still buy ViewMasters today, believe it or not. Like, you can still order them through different stores, like pick a store.
Yeah.
They usually are going now, though, for about $60 US.
Wow. That's a lot of
With a
cash.
set of reels and a ViewMaster, the device. Like, you can get some sets, just the ViewMasters now, in a blister pack, but they like to sell them as a set. So I'm going to go through some examples from one I'm going to talk about later on in the story aspect things. That's the oldest one I have. But I had ViewMasters growing up. All of us did, right?
Right.
So,
it was a staple of being a child.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what you could do is shows and stories and characters that were kind of your favorite, right? So, for example, you could get a ViewMaster like this.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so this one is from the 60s, like it's, like about 1967. Now, what you want to do when you're getting a ViewMaster, like if you're really serious about collecting this, you look for the package is nice and clean and crisp, and then you look to make sure this is in there.
Oh, okay.
So they had booklets. Now, some had different booklets. This one is color, and it basically tells you the story
of what you're looking at, right?
Of what you're looking at.
Sure. Oh, how cool.
Yeah. So you'd be able to read the story and see the pictures, right? In the ViewMaster. That's an order form that fell out.
That's crazy. That's cool.
Well, we should order one. Let's order one.
You should. And then they come like this, right?
Right.
And there's always 3 reels. Now, what some people do who are unscrupulous, if you look on the back of this right there, you see that number?
Yep.
Yep.
B38 on the reel. If I can get it to focus, just over my thumb finger is B38.
Oh, okay.
The reels correspond to the envelope.
Right, right.
Now, Jim, we were talking about condition and stuff, right? So these are from 1960. Ones that from the 1940s and 1950s, they will start to go red because they used a different kind of film.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they won't last as long, and they become very, very brittle. Like, these are actually film cells. Like, these are the completed picture.
Right.
Right. So you put it in, there's 3 reels, 21 pictures, 7 pictures per slide. 14 images.
Yeah.
And you read the story and you get to see all the fun stuff and you get to read the book. It's just cool.
I'm sitting here wondering, like, at one point, for some reason in my head, I had this idea that some of the pictures would have like pop-up words in there, like bubble, you know what I mean?
So
like
some have actual words on the picture themselves, like a comic book.
Right.
Some ViewMasters, actually, the real more expensive ones, actually have a soundtrack, and the ViewMaster itself actually tells you the story.
Holy
cow. Oh, wow.
Now I'd like to see that. Yeah. You got one of those?
I don't have one of those. So, but what I'll give you an idea is, this is the kind of thing. So when you bought one of those, sometimes you get something like this in with it, right?
Right, right.
So just to give you an idea, it would then show you the different ViewMasters you can order.
Dude.
And this is how big this is.
Wow.
That's a lot of reels.
This is a lot of reels.
Christ.
And then on this side, you see, these are all the different ways you can watch your ViewMaster reel.
And that's a lot of folding back up too.
And this is, you fill this out
Yeah.
You fill this all out, and then you fold it all back up and put a stamp on it and mail it to them, and they ship you the stuff.
The only problem is you need a degree in folding when you have
No
to send
kidding.
it back.
So you could get your standard view,
Exactly.
stereoscopic view, which is like one of these, right?
Right.
Right.
You could get your focusing if you have trouble with your eyes.
Right.
You can get like a movie projector that takes them and projects it onto the wall.
Oh, that'd be cool.
You can have one that actually will read the story to you, and it will come with a little, like almost an 8mm movie tape to tell the story.
Mm.
And you could get all these, and like this is in the like late 60s when all this stuff was available.
And that sheet looks like it was just printed.
Yeah, well, it's it's me, Gary, being silly. So there was lots of Viewmaster they were smart. Like it was originally the Sawyer photo company that started this.
Right.
And eventually they were bought out by a company that is known as the General Aniline Firm, or GAF. So you'll see a lot of Viewmasters like Space 1999.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So you'll see up here in the corner, it's a GAF.
Yeah.
So this is a GAF after about 1969, 1970, that GAF solely for a little while, for a couple of years, Sawyer and GAF were on these as together.
Right.
And then they got rid of them. So like the Space 1999 one is again, like the
It's got the book. Yeah.
the booklet. And some of the booklets are really quite cool. And this one is mainly narrative, but it's got a few pictures and stuff, right?
Right.
So
Yeah, how
somebody
cool
reads
is
you the
that?
story as you're looking. What?
I said, that's cool, though.
Yeah, it is. It's very cool.
You know what? I wonder how many people think that the Viewmaster came from like Eastman Kodak.
A lot of people did.
You
and it
know?
had nothing to do with them.
And I mean, but if you ask the average person, I'll bet you anything they'd say Kodak.
Yep.
Because instant film and everything else.
Instant film. And that's kind of where he started to get the idea, was the when they were looking at the instant film and they were looking at what was going on. So you think about 1939, 1940,
Right.
World War II is going on. There's like all this processing of film and examining of microfilm and stuff, and they went, I think we could do something with that.
Yeah, we can make some money out of this.
We can make some money, so you can get to watch one of your favorite shows when you were a kid growing up, like Space 1999.
Now, was that a news story or one from the show itself?
This is a brand new story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what they did was sometimes they would do stories from the show itself, and sometimes they would take stills from the show and kind of make a new story.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think for some reason I thought I had an Incredible Hulk one from the TV show.
And you might have.
I don't know why.
Well, and which is cool because, you could take so many stills from a whole season and make a lot of different stories.
Yeah. Did you have this one?
That might have been it. It was a long time ago, Mark. I mean, I don't know. It was just,
What's really sad about this one that I picked up, I picked this, and I was going to mention, Gary and I talked about this. I have bought some from eBay because you can buy all kinds of stuff from eBay, but I really like picking them up at flea markets, at yard sales, at antique shows and stuff like this. And so, because there some of them are not that expensive. So like this one, I picked up at an antique market for not very much because it doesn't have its booklet. So now I have to look for the booklet.
Right.
So, which is sad. I know that's 3, Gary. So there's other shows that are pretty cool that you go, why, man, that's pretty obscure, right? And as the obscurity of them is this one.
Oh, that's a fun show.
This is a great show. This is Jerry Anderson at his
beautiful
best.
Women on that show too.
Yes, there are. Again,
holy cow, some absolute stunners.
And so this one does have the booklet with it.
Nice.
Old folks say film. Yes.
Yeah, he's busting my chops because I said the average person say film.
Yeah.
Hey, the old people outnumber the young
And
people
UFO
right
was a
now.
little racy too.
Probably.
They pushed some boundaries with that show.
They did indeed push some boundaries in that show.
For the time.
You know, like the books are pretty cool. They got the cartoons and stuff.
That's
and
cool.
It's really nice to find the ones with the booklet. Now, this one is an interesting example because the cellophane was left on it.
Oh.
And I'm very tempted to take it off because over time the cellophane is starting to shrink. If you notice how
Do it live.
No. Now,
yeah, they did.
Oh, you were thinking about it.
I was thinking about it. Now, there's one I want to show that I just got to put my hands on it because I know.
Right, Chuck? And to save money on female costumes.
Right. Now, this one is, I can't open, though I would love to see what the booklet's like because this one is still sealed, Gary.
Bro, open that up. Go live and open it up right now.
I want to roll a Deering reel.
There you go.
Yeah.
But,
dude,
and from UFO, I want a Gabriel Drake reel.
So now
yeah.
I'm going to do a little segue. Thank you for that, Gary. Viewmaster, actually, you can get a kit from, or you could, I don't know if you still can. You could get a kit from Viewmaster to make your own reels.
Oh, wow.
What? That's nuts.
So there is a secondary, don't even want to say secondary. There's like a really dark area of Viewmaster reels that are homemade.
Nice. The dark web of Viewmaster. I love it.
That, yes. So
the dark side of the Viewmaster.
If you go looking, there is a dark side to Viewmaster.
Judging from the redness of Mark's face,
yeah, he's got like 4 of them.
And no, I don't have any of those.
Yeah. In his sock drawer.
That he's going to show tonight, Jim.
No, I'm not. No, what?
This is a family show.
A family show.
No X-rated Viewmaster here, bro.
But if you could get Viewmasters with Gabriel Drake and Aaron Gray, why wouldn't you want them?
Why wouldn't you want them?
No
probably some people who should never be on film ever, making them their own. Anyway, so I was talking about the different categories. Yeah, my own. Here we go. So there's also like special editions ones. So like this is the Harlem Globetrotters. Now its booklet is kind of cool.
Well, if you don't know that uniform, you've never
right. So this booklet has facsimiles of all their signatures, but it actually, instead of telling a story, it's their stats and stuff.
Oh, cool.
And it's the history of the Harlem Globetrotters up until this point.
Yeah.
So, which is kind of neat. And then it does little like bios on the different players and stuff. And also a lot of the Viewmasters had things like this in them. In the booklets, they're games.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all right.
So depending on how anal you can be, you look for booklets that aren't done. If you're like, but it's really hard because people did them, right?
Right.
They just didn't happen to do this one, which was okay. Again, like you check to make sure the reels match the back of the envelope and the codes. Right.
Now, how susceptible to being ruined are they if you have if you put your fingers on the actual slide?
You can really ruin them. You can punch them right out because they're not held in there very, very firmly.
Yeah.
So and that's the other thing. If you're going to get into spending some money on these,
you need a delicate touch.
Yeah, some of these are pretty delicate to touch, and there really is not a Viewmaster envelope. So I've got like these that are the 4x6 cards,
right? That
I've modified, and I've taken them all out just for the sake because I didn't want glare on them, right?
Right.
So I just use those now because they're like,
oh, you got to protect that art on those booklets and cards.
And they're very colorful. So I have for like anyone who collects sports cards and stuff will recognize that,
right? Yep. I was just saying, you put a little stand on there.
Yeah. So these are like, you can get 10 10 of these stands for $3.
Yeah.
And so that's what I put them on.
Nice.
And I just have them tiered so that you can see them. And
it's a shame that you don't post any of your collection to Instagram. You got so much cool stuff.
Really?
Those would be great pictures.
I mean, do you know how many you got years worth?
yeah, but
stuff.
then people would know where I am. And anyway, so
you're in Canada. Nobody's gonna, come up.
Here's
there.
a blast from the past. Now, I wonder if you guys ever watched this show.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Come on now.
Land of the Lost, of course.
I know the theme song by heart, bro. Theme song by heart. Okay.
So, did you know?
Don't even get me started.
You can sing the song. Go ahead, Jim.
Anya, no.
Now, what's interesting, the reason that not only is because I watched that as a kid too, right? But also the booklet for some of them, especially ones that came some of these were made elsewhere than the States. Some were made in Belgium, some were made all over the place.
Right.
This one, that's the booklet.
Wow, very plain, huh?
Yeah, not much to it, huh?
It just describes what each. That's it.
It is. Oh, okay.
It doesn't tell you a story. It doesn't.
They were cheap on that one.
They do, and there's several that are like that, and it doesn't seem to matter what year it is because they're all intermingled.
Huh.
So I don't know what the deal was. Why?
How much of a rights issue it was? If they were allowed to tell a story or not tell a story. Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. I wonder if it's a rights thing.
It very well could have been. Yeah, it very well could be because they negotiated all these rights. Like every one of these Viewmasters has, like the back of this one has the rights. Sids and Croft, right?
Sure.
They every one of these have the owners.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'll bet you they told
I show you that not only because it's cool because it's Land of the Lost, but also if you're going to buy this and you open and it's open and you look for the booklet and all you find is that card, that's all there is.
Right.
Yeah.
There's not a booklet for this.
Yeah. Wow. I guarantee you it was rights. They probably said, listen, you can do this, but you can't do any you can't make any story up.
No, and you said it was so there was three Viewmaster cards in there?
Yep, 3 reels.
Now I forgot. Did they have anything between the reels to protect them?
No. A lot of the time it's just the 3 reels. So what you can do is you can put like a same kind of paper you use for your Golden Age comic books to absorb acid.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If you cut those up
paper or something. Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking over time they would kind of stick together, and then
you don't want these in light. You don't want these in high humidity. You don't want them or heat.
Yeah.
Heat, particularly for these. That's why the vault is set at that temperature and the humidity up there in the wall.
I'm fairly certain that I left 2 of them in my mother's car back in the day, and they were stuck together like Elmer's glue. I mean, my mother's like, well, they're trash now. And I was like, yeah, that's my fault. I did that.
They didn't tell the story because they hadn't made it home yet. Yeah, so there was no story to finish.
That's true.
That's true. So just for fun, pick a very cool 1960s show, Gary, and I'll see if I have it.
All right. Oh, let's see.
Starsky and Hutch. No.
I said 60s.
Yeah, that's not 60s.
Bewitched.
Haven't got that.
Huh?
I don't even think there is a Bewitched one.
What?
I've never found a Bewitched one. I've never found an I Dream of Jeannie one.
Girl from Uncle.
Pretty close. I have Man from Uncle.
From Uncle.
I didn't know if because that was an obscure show, the board game. So I had wondered if when they made the board game, if they also did a Viewmaster.
Yeah.
The Zombie Affair.
Oh,
nice.
Again, the advertisement on the back. So
that one's too easy, Jackson and John. Of course, it's Star Trek.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, that one I wasn't gonna get on.
He wasn't going for a slam dunk. He was just going for something obscure.
Yeah, something obscure. So again, this one is the full booklet, tells the story of each reel. It's very cool. It's how can you beat Man from Uncle?
Right.
It's so awesome. So pick.
What about the Avengers?
What about Mission Impossible? Did they have a Mission Impossible one? There you go.
There we go. Jackson says Petticoat Junction.
Ooh, good one.
That would be a cool one to find.
That would be a good one.
John, like me, said Avengers.
And that would be a cool one to find. Okay, so let's move into 70s. And I don't have a lot of 70s, I just have a few.
I wasn't around during
Pick a show.
Incredible Hulk, Wonder Woman.
Well, I already showed you Incredible Hulk.
Battlestar Galactica.
But you showed me what looked like a comic of the Hulk, though, not the show.
Yeah, not the show. How about...
Emergency.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. How about for 70s? How about Doctor Who?
None. No Doctor Who's.
Wow. From any generation?
None.
Man.
Not one.
Yeah, they weren't going to let that get out to America or Canada.
That is insane. Now, what's really interesting, there is no definitive, complete Viewmaster catalog.
Huh.
Oh, really?
There is not. So there's 1.5 billion reels made. So most of the series came with 3 reels. The earlier series only came with 2, but extrapolate. So there's like 500, half a billion.
Right. Yeah. You could never get them all.
How much of that is bootleg?
It's a good question. And I don't know if there is bootleg. I've yet to find a bootlegger or a faked one.
Well, not so much fake, but like you just said earlier, you could make your own.
Yeah, but most of the people, I've never seen one bootleg that was one that anyone outside, like someone who just likes sitting in dark rooms by themselves, buy. So
right.
I will touch one more from the 70s just because it's kind of cool.
Okay. Oh, yeah, $6 million Man. What was I thinking? Nice. Of course, yeah.
Of course.
Hell yeah. Did you do Bionic Woman one?
Now, what about? Plus, I got to see if he's got. Once he hits the 80s, I got to see if he's got Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, I said that. I started thinking about that was the 80s, wasn't it?
That was the 80s. I do not have Battlestar Galactica yet.
Oh, but there is one, huh?
Oh, you never know. So, what I do want to show you now is, I think we're getting close to the 10, but not quite. I do want to show you these.
Oh, hell yeah. We didn't even bring them up either.
Right.
What the hell was wrong with us?
If you notice, there's some differences here.
Yeah. The size of the picture, the company that made it.
Yep.
One's polybagged and the other one doesn't look like it.
There's a quote on one, not a quote on the other.
Sadly, this one's got a little bit of damage to it here, but this one is a Sawyer. Okay. So the original company, right? Sorry, I got them reversed. This one is the Sawyer with the damage. Okay.
Yeah.
This one's Sawyer. This one's Gaff.
I think I like Gaff better.
And the good thing is they're exactly the same.
Gaff's
the content is exactly the same.
Both with the same booklets inside and everything else.
Yeah.
So the nice thing is,
look at that.
That's a great booklet.
Isn't that a great book? This is one of my favorite books. Now, someone had mentioned in the comments that, and they weren't going to be able to see it. Yes, Chuck, there is a Green Hornet one, and I haven't found a good copy of it yet.
Oh, man.
The Wolfman and Frankenstein and Dracula, so the universal monsters of these, the Wolfman booklet is this good, and it actually has puzzles, and it's got you can color the Wolfman in it. It's a pretty cool one, but this one I really like it. It's got the cartoons and it's got the comics.
That is really cool.
Come on, old chum, show us what you got.
Exactly. So what's kind of neat is the number.
Did they ever do any of the old serials, like the old Batman or Superman or Flash Gordon serials?
You mean like that?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe. Anyway, on the back of the Batman ones, the serial number is exactly the same except for the one that is made by Gaff. This one, it has a C at the back of it because it's made in Canada.
I think I like Gaff better though.
Yeah, they're kind of cool and fun. So now somebody had mentioned Star Trek. Right?
Yep.
And I had shown you this when we were talking about a Star Trek show before. Remember?
Yeah.
So I did show you this one, and it has the booklet in it, which is very cool. It's got the Enterprise.
Nice. Yeah, a great simple sketch.
Simple sketch. And the other thing, this is one of the few, if only, collectible outside the cartoon. This is the cartoon Star Trek. This is
right.
Not
by the frames on the bottom you can see.
Right. And this is retelling of one of the stories from the animated series.
Wow.
There's other Star Trek Viewmasters, but this is the only one, and I've never seen anything else that relates to the animated Star Trek series but this.
Huh.
And the reason I have two is because one, if you notice,
is for viewing.
No. What do you see about the cover?
Yeah, well, one is
in Chauveau blah 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 in Canada in France.
It's French. This one is made in Canada. This one is made in the States.
Yeah.
So if you're a completist, can you see the rabbit holes you can get?
Right.
Oh my God.
Gotta have them all. It's like collecting Pence variants or any other kind of.
You could just go get yourself in such hot water. So
tell us about the hot water you got.
So are you in hot water or are you in tepid water?
I'm in tepid water.
Okay.
So
she doesn't know about the other one, Gary. That's why.
I want to talk about the oldest one I have, and this one is from 1956.
Oh, wow. Space Cadet.
Tom Corbett, Space Cadet.
Wow.
What's cool about this one, and I did buy this one online because I got so excited about it. When you got these, you could mail them to people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you would mail it as a gift. And it says right on here, hand stamp, do not bend, in nice letters. So you could mail someone a Viewmaster reel as a gift. And this one does come with the booklet.
How cool is that?
Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
Now what's in, and this one, they folded back then instead of like a booklet.
Right. Like a normal person.
Right. And if you notice, there are absolutely no pictures. It's pure narrative.
Man, that's some
tiny lettering. Now the reason I'm like this one is also, if you notice, you'd asked if they came separately. The ones in the 60s and 70s all came in one envelope. This one comes in 3.
Oh,
wow.
One per, right.
One per, right?
That's
and
awesome.
Also, this one came with its packing list for all the stuff you could order. Right?
Right. Cool.
Now, this one is kind of cool because if you look at the cover, well, they're all cool. There's different ones like this too. And I want to talk about this because this is if you want to get into a rabbit hole, I'm about to send you deep, deep chasing Alice.
Right.
Okay. So you notice this, I think it's kind of hard to see, but those are dioramas.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Sawyer Company Inc. hired, and so did Gaff have them, clay animation artists. And one of their best was a lady by the name of Florence Thomas. She started working for them in 1944, and she retired from the company in 1971. She did the miniatures for this.
Wow.
So I asked Gary to put up to show a picture of what this looks like, if it works. So there's an example of her work. So that's Tom Corbett, and that's part of the story. So when you look through the Viewmaster, that's what you would see.
I thought the girl was real. Holy cow!
Yeah. So what's kind of cool? So there's another one just to show you the artwork that Florence Thomas could do. This is Snow White. She did this for the Snow White claymation.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So, and also they did, for example, things like this one is claymation. There's other ones, right?
Yeah.
So I have never, and I've been looking and researching and doing the best I can. There's hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of claymation, and I don't know what happened to them all.
Oh yeah.
But there's
Like
clay figures made by these artists, and they probably were all destroyed. But were they all destroyed or not? There's clay of Bugs Bunny, Winnie the Pooh, Snow White, Cinderella, Tom Corbett.
That long ago, it probably was destroyed.
Probably it was destroyed, but you know that there's anal artists out there that keep some of their stuff.
Right. There's something preserved somewhere.
Somewhere you would think there's something preserved, if at all possible. I don't know, but I think it's very cool.
I wonder if it would be like at this point a museum type thing.
Well, absolutely. I think if they exist, it would be a museum type thing. Like, and because the company has changed hands a few times, like Mattel were, I think, one of the last ones that were selling these. And exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Nauman. Exactly, Nauman. People like us. But so you think of all, like, they did all of these things. They did all the Bible stories. They did so many of the cartoons, and they did the Flints. They did them all in clay dioramas and pictures.
Wow,
that's so much work. That's amazing.
Yeah, and it is so much work. We saw like the detail on that one with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. That's one picture of 21.
Jesus.
For each reel, like for a set.
And then you have to photograph it after too.
And then you have to photograph it. And the background of those are painted backgrounds, clay figures.
You got to light it right.
Yep. You got to light it right. They got to look real. They got to look the parts. The Tom Corbett one, there's a spaceship that somebody made.
Right.
Now, you can't tell me that somebody, like, it's a spaceship. You're going to throw that out?
Right.
I mean, come on.
That went home with somebody.
Yeah, it went home with someone. So you got to think. I mean, how many years did it take before finally one of the ruby slippers showed up?
Yeah.
Like, and am I just a collector really dreaming about someday, somewhere, something? It
could be in somebody's collection that has been handed down, or for all we know, it could be sitting on the fireplace mantle of one of the kids' grandchildren of the guy that did it. You know?
And they don't even know what it's from.
Grandpa made this back in the 50s or whatever, and I think it's cool, so I kept it.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, it should be in a museum.
And it should be.
That's your oldest one, and that was from what, 1956?
This was 1956. So some of the very first ones were.
Viewmaster?
What's that?
What's the oldest Viewmaster? Do you know?
The oldest Viewmasters were ones that dealt with travel and different faraway spots and stuff. And some of them are very expensive. Like, and some deal with movies too. They advertised movies from the 50s. So when we talk about Somewhere Over the Rainbow is right. So when you talk about the value or the cost or how much some people will pay. So just this year, somebody dropped $1,000 US for 20 movie reels.
Wow.
That were raw, not in envelopes, not in packages, just the reels. One of the most expensive ones that seems to have consistent value, especially sealed and never opened, is Michael Jackson's Thriller. It usually sells for $300 US.
Wow.
Ghostbusters, still in the package, $200 US.
I mean,
wow.
I know you say billions, but God, I don't think they would have made that many of those. I just can't.
So that website that I mentioned, that viewmasterinfo.com, if you just go there and look at the inventory they have, it'll blow your mind.
So what is your Grail Viewmaster?
My Grail Viewmaster. There's so many. I really, really want to get good copies of the Universal Monsters ones because, as mentioned in one of the very first comments in the show, the Wolfman and that is really good. The Frankenstein one is not as it's claymation and it's not as cool, but it is. I love the Universal monsters.
Yeah, they're just classic. They're fun.
There is classics. So
now, did they do the Munsters and the Addams Family and stuff like that too?
Yeah, they did.
He just happened to have it in his hand.
Man, of course they had to.
He's been on too much. We mind meld now.
I know. So this is one of my favorite. Like, it is a classic, right?
I love the Monsters.
Wow,
The
look at that great art.
Beat the Monsters. Yes, I got the reference too, Chuck. Anyway, now the Addams Family one, we had as kids, and one of my brothers still has it. So, like, I couldn't, take everything.
Sounds like it's time you handed out a whooping to him.
So no, I would never do that. So, but yeah, the Munsters. This is one of the This is. I love this show. It was just so cool. Yep, absolutely. The tourist, even in the 1940s, when you look, there's different countries. There's Canada, there's Argentina, there's Europe, there's all sorts of stuff going on that they're advertising. So there's all kinds like that. So this one was near and dear to my heart because that's like sitting in front of the TV, right?
Oh yeah, right? Come on.
Yeah. So it was always cool.
Now they must have had like Daniel Boone and stuff too from back in the day.
There was Daniel Boone. There was all kinds of those. You picked the shows. Like there was.
I got a lot of Western ones too, right? Like Gunsmoke and.
Yeah.
And you didn't even touch on any like Disney or anything else.
You can do an entire show on Disney.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or probably on 3D ones too, huh?
Yep. There was lots like this.
Oh yeah, Bonanza.
Oh my gosh, Bonanza. Now Bonanza, only Will Purnell was on it.
Yep. Well, he's right there. Like he's right there, Gary. Second.
He was my favorite on the show.
So, how to spec on this? I told what you need to do is just. Gary's gone, Jim. It's just you and me.
Hell yeah! Finally, let's go.
Okay, so what do you want to talk about?
How do you spec on this for real? I mean,
it's really there. All I'll say is this: if you're at a yard sale or an antique shop or a secondhand store, and you see some of these. Some of them are more. Some of them are more valuable. Hi, Gary.
Hey, right.
I told you he'd come back. I don't know what you were saying.
The
anyway
crashed on me, and I had to reload it.
Yeah,
so we were just talking about speculation. It's really tricky on this because it really is for a while there, anything to do with Kiss.
Yeah,
it's going crazy, and the Kiss 3-wheel sealed. We're selling for $150, $200 US.
I didn't even think about music ones.
There's music ones. There's sports ones. There's
I'm going to say I'm crazy, but I want to say not me, but another kid. I remember looking at one. I want to say it had Peter Frampton or somebody in there.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, oh my God.
So cool.
You know, and you bring up Kiss and I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. I think I remember seeing a Peter Frampton one when I was a kid.
Yeah, probably.
It wasn't ours because we weren't allowed to have those because my mother was religiously crazy. But
So what's the most modern one you have, Mark?
The most modern one? Well, let's
now we've seen your oldest. So what's your most modern?
That's a good question.
The most modern, probably this one. I got to take it out of the plastic because it'll. And it's not that modern, but because I love the show.
Oh, nice.
I mean, it even says new on it. And this one is still sealed. I've never opened this one.
Right. Now I wonder what guests are on that one.
That would be a good question.
They're a fool if they didn't put Wonder Woman on there.
Well, they're lying to me. It says new on the package. I don't think that thing's new.
So, that's probably the newest one I have. Because, I'm kind of more retro into stuff.
Right.
So, but that's about as new as I get.
Yeah, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I want a John Wick Viewmaster.
John Wick Viewmaster.
Well, you know what? They're still making Viewmasters. So... They're still making them. They're still pumping stuff out.
They're putting Dora the Explorer on there. You said they made them for the Muppet
Babies, Mark.
Yeah.
Jackson says, "Open it."
No, I am not opening it. If you are into like the comic book heroes.
Yeah, they're all right.
They're okay, but you can just go down rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole.
Yeah, Spider. I'm fairly certain we had a Hulk and a Spider-Man. I don't remember a Thor
so
one.
Like, and for those of you that have like really obscure tastes in superheroes, you could get this one.
I
hate you so much right now.
Awesome. Oh, you know what else I think we had? I think we had one of Mark. I think we had one of the Phantom.
Fuck.
Oh yeah, there is.
I'm pretty sure we had one of the Phantom because I
still
was like,
mad at
"Who
Mark.
is this purple guy?"
Yep.
And I had to read the book and go, "Oh, he's a badass."
Yep.
I didn't know we had.
Yeah. I put her back to protect her back into her plastic sleeve.
I'm not talking to you.
It's 3 million Canadian, Gary. You're in trouble.
Jackson, I cannot find a Conan one anywhere.
Yeah.
I asked him, Jackson. I'm like, oh, good, I'm safe. He's like, I have something. I totally forgot about it during the show.
Probably not Vampirella because that's.
And I am a huge Spider-Woman collector. Like, I collect so many obscure things of her. Oh, damn it. Mark, you're not a good person.
You're not a good person.
Oh.
No, that's perfect. Good job.
Was such a good way to wrap that up. I think that's enough.
Gosh, hit me right in the heart.
Yeah, he's on eBay looking for it.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Yep, I just found the Enforcer Strikes. Is that what that is?
That's what that is.
Ooh, I can get it for $15.
It's not expensive, Gary.
All right,
Gary thought he was gonna spend like $150 on this thing.
Well, no, that's just for the 3 reels. I got to buy a ViewMaster now to view it in.
There you go.
You have to get the original Bakelite or it won't work. That's about $150.
Yeah, you need to. Yeah, if you have to look at it in a
right.
Yeah, and only in that one. If you
let's talk about that a second though.
Plastic crap, then it's not going to work.
Do reels work? Are they generational sized, or can you take any ViewMaster?
The non with the reels that don't have the actual sound with them.
Right.
It was the reels that have the sound with them are different. You have to have a special viewer for them.
Yeah.
But all the rest, they'll work in this. They'll work in the one that you can go buy at Wally World.
Yeah, they need. I mean, come on.
They're consistently they're consistently the same size, which is really nice.
I'm gonna get it and open it and view it. And then down the road, I'm going to order another one that stays closed.
There you go.
Mint in box.
And if I ever see Mark Andrews in person, he's going home with bruises.
Yeah, that was tough.
Son of a bitch.
You completely forgot, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, that was
perfect. I think you could tell from the reaction you sidelined me.
Yep. Anyway.
I didn't see the moose coming. Got walloped. Damn. Oh, that was a good one, Mark.
Yeah, that was good.
Anyway, so that's it's another niche of collecting, and there's so many different venues. There's so many different avenues.
Yeah.
There's comic books. There's movies. There's TV shows. There's countries. There's you name it. You can
I mean, I can imagine the TV alone was probably huge.
Oh, it is huge. It's huge. All kinds, and also by decade, right?
Yeah.
50s, 60s, 70s, 80s.
See, when Mark's sitting there getting ready to go into heaven, they're gonna say, "One last question, Mark. What's your history on the 1011?" And he's just going to turn around and go right down the other stairs.
Yep. But I'll be giggling all the way down that slide, Gary.
Right? And I'll be down there with my Spider-Woman ViewMaster.
Yep.
Hey, Mark.
Jeez,
that was good. I haven't been got like that in a while. Damn it.
I'm sitting here just trying to recall the ones that I remember. And I know there were some TV ones because I think sometimes my parents bought stuff that they secretly wanted to look at. Because I want to even say we had one for like Quincy.
Yeah.
And you remember Quincy, the TV show?
Quincy,
and my mother loved that show.
I wonder if they made a Thundar the Barbarian one.
Oh, man, I don't know. Maybe. But, I know there were some things that we got, and I was like, this is all right, but give me the Hulk back,
Yeah, exactly. Like, do you really want to look at the World's Fair from 1960, whatever?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Damn.
We definitely had some biblical ones too.
There was, in fact, that early on, that was one of their big things, was the education, and was the Bible stories and the world travels and stuff like that. So it was huge, big, and those were all claymation too.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that. Who is going to take Moses after you made him and go like this? Like that? I mean, they got
somebody that's going down the slide.
Someone like me that's not religious.
Somebody that's going down the slide for sure.
I'll look at that Moses one. I'm like, where's Spider Woman at?
Yeah.
He's like, mold me a Spider Woman. I'm done with this. Yeah.
Oh wow.
That was great.
Right, it'll go up tomorrow. Gary will make it rare. Yeah.
Yes, it will. There'll be suddenly all these people trying to buy it. Now, you know what? There's going to be a bunch of people on the chat are trying to scoop you, Gary. They're going to be buying it before you can.
I've sent most of them A-OK, so I know how to track them down.
Everybody collectively go on eBay now. Buy every one of them you can find.
Yep. Sold.
Yeah, if you don't value your face, just buy away. Well, no, that was a great episode, Mark. That was amazing. What a great collection, dude.
Yeah, that was really good.
Thanks.
I mean, a little unnecessary bombing at the end there, but
I warned you at the outset of the show tonight.
Never in a million years would I thought there'd be a Spider-Woman Viewmaster. Yeah. Choke on it. I'm like, camera. That was great. Well, here Jackson says no Thundar, but there are nice. Yeah. Oh yeah, those action figures. Those three they made for that convention that time. Don't even look at those. You can't afford those three action figures.
Yeah.
Thundar, Ukla, and Ariel. Forget it.
Expensive.
Yeah. I'm like, I like them, but I don't like them I'd rather have a comic than the figures. But the figures are gorgeous. Wow. So, Mark, that was great, man. So, are you going to spend the night looking at some more Viewmasters?
Oh, sure. I might look at this one.
You know what?
Yeah.
So, I want to thank everyone for coming out to watch Mark's last appearance on the channel.
Mark, you should figure out how to make a reel.
Had a good run, folks.
Like shoot a reel on your phone through the Viewmaster and then post it on IG and be like, here's everything Gary's going to be seeing eventually. Yep. Don't want to surprise you or anything, but slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, slide 4, and put it to, you don't even say anything, just put it to music,
Put it to music.
That's an original story. It must be too. I've never. Damn it.
Gary, you are to be blamed.
Oh my gosh. I gotta have it.
There you go.
I don't have to have it.
See, Jim's showing restraint. Like
I'm okay with not having it. Though I will say that Munsters one,
the John Tyler Christopher Blank Space variant one.
Yeah, the Munsters one it's Jim. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, if I was gonna get stuff like that, I would definitely be getting. I would be getting the Buck Rogers, everything that I had from my childhood, like
Mission Impossible that he showed.
Yeah, that Mission Impossible. Do you know how many times? I mean, our house was weird because though my mom was religious, she was like all her viewing stuff was very, very butch. Like she would make us watch like Mission Impossible, Quincy, all the like nothing female wise.
Wow.
She's like, you want to watch Wonder Woman? When does Dukes of Hazzard come on? It's kind of weird.
Yeah, so you can watch the shorts, but not Wonder Woman, huh?
But not Wonder Woman.
You can watch Catherine Bach running around with her butt hanging out.
Well, I think she had a thing for one of the Duke boys. To be honest with you, I can't be sure, but yeah.
It's worth the rewind, Norman. Yeah, he showed a Buck Rogers one. And I wanted to see a Wilma Deering, Aaron Gray.
And he wouldn't open it. We were trying to get him to open it live, but he wouldn't do it.
If I end up with a Viewmaster, I might end up with that Buck Rogers one at some point.
Yeah, I would definitely get the Buck Rogers one for sure, 100%.
I'm gonna probably get this. I'll probably go Sunday after I get out of the comic shop. I'll probably go up to the thrift store and see if there's a Viewmaster there.
Yeah, that's you hit the thrift stores and you hit because people just pitch them.
Yeah.
Hey, they were never meaning no harm.
Never meaning no harm.
Darn them dude.
Never speaking no good English either.
Yeah.
Nope.
Awesome episode, Mark. Thank you so much.
Well, thanks for letting me bully my way on the show again for the last time, apparently. And
exactly. Depends if you're going to cost me money again.
I just show stuff. Like, I don't say you have to buy this.
That was good stuff. I wasn't sure how this was going to go, but when you started showing them, I was like, oh my God, this is so cool.
I love doing these themed episodes. You see such cool stuff. Jim, what's coming up for you, sir? Anything?
I had some technical difficulties with my phone and the thing, but I did manage to go out and get a yes on a 30s property. So I'm going to try to upload it and put a video together. I want to put it on the computer and do some editing first, and so that'll probably be this weekend. I'll drop that this weekend, and then maybe I would like to do some type of pre-Heroes Con. This is my strategy type thing, or this is what I plan to do, but nobody really care. But I'll put it up there anyway, just because I did.
The facsimile hunting video?
Yes, exactly. I'm going for the most facsimiles ever bought at a Heroes Con.
There you go.
At any con, period.
All right. Coming up for me, we have John, the Autograph Fisherman, on again next week on Tuesday. But he's doing a show from his history channel. It's going to be a history themed 1011.
That'll be interesting.
So we're going to see a 1011 of history items, which ought to be a lot of fun.
Wait, is it Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah. I'll show you. I'll send you a link if you want to come on.
Send me that link. I might want to be interested in that one. I want to hone in on Steve's territory, but I kind of like that.
Oh, don't worry. You guys can both guest host together.
And I'm
on
really
Thursday we have Who Dat Comics coming on doing his 1K books show where it's all books that are worth a grand or more.
Wow.
So that'll
And back there.
And then, of course, Mark, do you have any appearances coming up over on Joe's channel?
No, I've got nothing coming up now. I accept the challenge that Jackson has put toward me is to find as many Spider-Woman collectibles as I possibly can.
Oh yeah,
just so I can show them and and drive you. And Jim, I'm glad that I exceeded your expectations of this is going to be boring as hell.
No. I was just trying to figure out how you were going to do it. I was like, how's he going to do this? And I totally forgot that they had books with it. Because you got to remember, Mark, I was a kid. I just ripped it out and wanted to, put it in and start.
And put it in.
Yep.
Oh, I get you. Yeah. No, so I've got nothing on the go. So I'm going to be relying solely on Joe to give me any airspace if he so deems out of his graciousness. But I cost him money too, apparently, and he lets me come back on.
See, that's where we're different people.
Yeah. It was nice knowing you, sir.
Oh, and of course, we're going to delve into other parts of Mark's collection in future 1011s. But thank you, first of all, to my co-host, Jim. Thanks, Jim, for always doing the show with me. I appreciate you, buddy.
Yes, sir.
And of course, Mark, there's never a show without a great guest. You're always a wonderful guest, and you always give great history. Thank you so much.
It's always fun.
Even though you forgot you're supposed to cost the audience money, not the host. And of course, thank you to all the people that were watching tonight. We appreciate you guys, and thank you for being here for the live chat. And if you're catching us on the rewind, go ahead, follow these guys up. Their links are in the description. Thank you for watching, and until next time. Keep it casual. And I forgot to have because Mark's got me so flustered with Spider-Woman, I forgot to have my video ready.
Boom.
On that note,